Ready to go get something to eat?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's eat!
Hi, welcome to Hunt and Gather with the Chatters. Today I just wanted to give you a product review on some of my favorite fishing products. And so this isn't really a true review where I'm taking a product and experimenting with it and telling you what I think. These are actually all products that I've used my whole life and they actually work great. So anything you see here, I'm a big fan of. But let's go ahead and get to it. The first is the Zepco 33 rod and reel combo. You can find these at Walmart and other places for under $30. The rod and reel, a lot of times for 20 bucks. And I love them. We've caught all kinds of fish on these. Everything from 30-pound catfish to little, 3-ounce bait fish. And so they're just real versatile. They cast real easy, as do all of the closed face reels. And the drag seems to be nice and smooth, as far as making it tighter, making it smoother. And yeah, I love them. They're really economical. I'm not saying they're the best reel out there, but for the price, for $20, you'll end up getting several years out of this. If you fish occasionally, you might even get more than that. And they work great for bait fishing. You can also use them for lure fishing if you're casting them consistently. And just like any reel, once every year or so you might want to replace your line. But yeah, they work great. Next we have some of my favorite lures. This is a Pot O Gold spoon made by a Double X Tackle. And specifically this size, the 1.5 inch size, I think they have the correct shape as far as a spoon goes. They have a perfect wobble in the water. And they're real cheap. You can find these for about $2 almost anywhere you go. And so there's no need to ever spend more money on a spoon. You really can't get a better spoon. Next we got a Super Duper, which kind of has a wobbling action, kind of like that, like a spoon. The nice thing about these is they're a little bit smaller, so if the lake you're fishing has trout that run a little bit smaller, these are really good, and not to say a big trout won't grab them. But they work great. They're definitely a standby. They've been around forever. Rooster tail. So there's a few different types of spinners, but I do have my two favorites. One of them is Rooster tail. And what makes it a little bit different, like all spinners, it has a blade there that twirls around as you reel it in. So you fish at kind of a medium speed. But it has hair here around the hook. And for whatever reason, sometimes that seems to really entice the fish. The other thing that's nice about Rooster tail is their blade design and their swivel seems to be real consistent. Like it'll consistently want to work for you. So definitely a good one. This is the 1/4 ounce size, which I recommend. Small trout will grab it, big trout will grab it. My other favorite spinner is what they call a Panther Martin. You can get these in a lot of colors, but I kind of like the straight gold or brass color. It works great for pike, trout. And like the Rooster tail, its blade design is just real consistent. It'll always spin nice, and you fish at a medium speed as well. And then flatfish. They're kind of different. They're made out of plastic. I like this size flatfish. I don't know. I guess it's called an F5, but it's about 1.25 inches long. And I specifically like the frog pattern. But flatfish are great. You fish them real slow, and they tweeter back and forth like that as you're fishing them. And sometimes when shiny metal is not working on fish, say trout for example, sometimes that flatfish is just different enough. It's what they're looking for. It looks more like a bug to them than it does a minnow, and sometimes that's what they're used to eating. Next is hooks. My favorite brand of hook is Eagle Claw hooks. I love the bait holders, and I use like number 2 if I'm fishing with anchovies or chunk bait for catfish. Number 6 or 8 if I'm fishing for bass or trout with like night crawlers. And the thing I like about Eagle Claw is they're pretty economical. They're not the cheapest hook you can buy, but they're not too far off from it. And yet they're durable and sharp right out of the package, and so I do like that. There's hooks that work as good as Eagle Claw, Mustad and some of those others. They just run a little bit more money, and in my opinion, it's not necessary. These Eagle Claws are fine. And then last standby as far as me and fishing is the curly tail grubs. And I'm a believer in the whites and the smaller ones, like these are about 1.5 inches. And the brand I specifically like are the cream rig twirl tails. And they just work phenomenally. I mean, you can catch bass, crappie, trout, kokanee salmon, pike, walleye, everything will go after these, even large bluegill. And they're very economical. For about $1.50, $2, you get 6 of them. They last a long time, and they just work great. You fish them at kind of a medium pace, and because they are a sinking bait, you can let them sink for a while before you reel them in if you want to get down deep, or you can kind of reel fairly fast right after you throw them out, and they'll stay on top of the water. Just depends on where the fish are that day, but you can be gutsy with them because they're so cheap. You can fish right next to cover, and if you lose them, it's not a big deal. So there's something to be said for that. So this was just a real quick product review and the products that I use the most when it comes to fishing. Hopefully it's useful to you. Everybody has their favorite, but these are mine. So thanks for watching Hunt and Gather with the Chatters. We'll see you next time when you go get something to eat. And please subscribe. It's free and it helps us out.